The eagle, the wildcat, and the sow. The eagle, the wildcat, and the sow. An eagle chose the top branches of an old oak tree for her nest and hatched her young there. A wildcat had selected the hollow trunk of the same tree for her den, where she would raise her little ones. And down among the roots of the old oak, a sow had burrowed a hole where she planned to raise her piglets in comfort. So you had an eagle at the top of the branches, you had a wildcat in the trunk of the tree, and you had a pig that had burrowed a hole by the roots of the same tree. I mean, one's in the middle, one's at the top, one's at the bottom. They all got their own space, right? Should work out. For some time, all three families lived peaceably. Well, there you go. In the old oak, until the wildcat took the notion to start gossiping about her neighbors. So the wildcat started gossiping. Neighbor, she whispered to the eagle, as you know, I have the highest respect for that old sow down below, but if she keeps rooting under this tree, the whole thing will come crashing down someday. That's probably what she has in mind, so she could feed our babies to her litter. Needless to say, the mother eagle was worried. She was so disturbed that she did not dare to leave her nest to go in search of food. Meanwhile, the gossiping wildcat visited the sow. Mrs. Sow, she whispered, I'm no gossip, as you know, but if I were you, I wouldn't leave home today. Overheard that eagle upstairs telling her children they're going to have pork for supper. Uh-oh. So the eagle stayed in her nest, and the sow remained with her little pigs, but the wildcat sneaked off every night and got all the food for her kittens while her neighbors lived in distrust of each other. It's possible that both families would have starved to death had not the wildcat made the mistake of getting caught in a hunter's snare, and the sow and the eagle became reunited in caring for the abandoned kittens. Gossips are to be seen and not heard. The eagle, the wildcat, and the sow. Good old Aesop, huh? Good old Aesop. So we're watching some Sopranos, and it's in spite of its failings, it's actually pretty enlightened. In spite of its failings, because the whole point of the mafia was because when the authorities were ineffective, what are you going to do? How are you going to get any justice, right? Somebody fucked you over, the cops don't do shit, what the fuck, just sit here like a dumb schmuck, huh? So Salvador Dali, they have just so many really intelligent and smart references. It's almost like just my life. They talk about Nietzsche, they talk about Animal Farm, hey Salvador Dali, hey Salvador Dali. They talk about Augustus, they talk about Caesar, they talk about the triumvirate. And then the Pax Romana, how Pax was the Pax Romana. I mean, I think Augustus with his fucking empire killed Rome. You know, the Republic was fantastic. How come? And then Lord of the Flies, they mentioned, you know, Nietzsche, Animal Farm, Lord of the Flies. What are you boys doing? What are you boys doing? Billy Budd, they had a Billy Budd reference. The Billy Budd reference is old Jimmy Legs. Old Jimmy Legs got it in for Billy Budd, right? So Billy Budd reference, they're talking about something he had to read. Admired Gary Cooper. Gary Cooper's the strong, silent type. Gary Cooper's like his 1940s actor. AJ said that there's no God. He's into marijuana. This is just, I mean, it's pretty progressive in spite of its shortcomings, right? Just because the police aren't standing up doesn't mean you have to turn to an entire life of crime, right? Just get your justice. And then some of the things that happen in The Sopranos has nothing to do with revenge or justice. It just has to do with greed. That one, I saw Paulie kill an old lady just to take her money. And that was it. And then, you know, help pay Tony, and then things were good, right? Things were awesome. He took entire life savings from some old woman. So that's terrible. That's freaking awful. So in the sense that we should stand up and empower ourselves, that's good. But in the sense of turning into a life of crime, I think you could get justice through the law, at least in the name of the law. And you got to have some sort of due process, some sort of, you can't just, you know, that person did this, that person did that. But yeah, there you go. Nietzsche, Animal Farm, Lord of the Flies, Salvador, My Dolly, Billy Budd, Gary Cooper, Old Jimmy Legs. Billy Budd. Old Jimmy Legs got it in for you, Billy Budd. Old Jimmy Legs got, there is no God. Marijuana, maybe I'm just sedating myself. Did you ever think that? Oh! So Caesar was okay, right? But killing him turned into the, I don't know, maybe I'm old-fashioned. I just like fighting for the Republic. The Empire? No, the Republic. Let's fight for the Republic. The Empire? I don't. The Empire doesn't move me. So there you go. Aesop's Fables and a little bit of thoughts about The Sopranos. What was it? The eagle, the pig, and the wildcat.